Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September 6th City Council meeting in Benton City. Meeting is called to order. The first thing will be the Pledge of Allegiance, and I think I will ask Mr. Mochler to lead us today in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Mochler. Okay, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Wadsworth, are you present?
Here.
Councilman Sandretto, are you present?
Here.
Councilman Mochler, are you present?
Here.
Councilman Reed, are you present?
Here.
Yay, welcome back.
Thank you.
Funk, are you present?
Present, yes.
Okay, thank you. All present. All right. So the first item is the consent agenda, which includes the regular council meeting minutes from July 19th, the special meeting minutes, and bills and communications.
Madam Mayor, this is Councilwoman Funk. I have a question and would like to pull up bills and communications, please.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Second.
Madam, excuse me, Madam Mayor, there's a correction should be made to the agenda because it says the meeting minutes from July the 19th and it should be from August the 16th.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry, okay. August 16th and August the 18th, I believe, are the two. Okay,
D1 in the bold header is where the date's incorrect.
Right.
thank you. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes and the special meeting minutes on the amended consent agenda?
Motion to approve the amended consent. agenda.
Madam Mayor,
Okay,
Yes.
this is Attorney Craig Briggs. I just wanted to make everyone aware before we accept meeting minutes. This may be premature, I apologize. There's several references throughout the meeting minutes to Jeff Briggs. It should say Craig Briggs.
oh, sorry about that. Okay. You guys sound alike, so Margaret probably wasn't sure. You sound exactly alike. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I have a motion and I believe I had a second. Who seconded it?
I'll second it.
Okay. Jessica. All right. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Wadsworth, aye.
Mochler abstain.
Funk, aye.
Great eye.
Okay. Think we have a motion that's carried there. Mr. Mochler abstained. Okay, now moving to bills and communications. You wanted to have a question on that, Mrs. Funk?
Thanks. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Under the claim checks not related to payroll, there's 3 missing check numbers. The last claims ended in 32006, and there's a gap between, or there's 2 checks missing. That would be check number 32007 and 32008. I was just wondering what the status of those checks were because they're not included in the approval from our special meeting on August 18th, and they're not included here either.
Correct. Those are actually having to do with voided checks that I probably should have had in here as voided, and I do need to get them into our void check register as well, something that I'm learning how things are done around here still, so. So those are void checks.
Okay, thank you for that. And the other question I had was, it talks about these are payments from August 16th to August 31st, but the date of all the checks is September 6th. In the past, normally we'd see September 6th as the date things go through. Are these in fact from August 31st, or are they from September 6th?
They are from August 16th to August 31st, printed on the 6th.
Thank you. Those are the only questions that I have. Thank you for the clarifications.
Not a problem.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the vouchers for August 16th through August 31st. You motion?
I'll motion to approve the vouchers. Let me read that. Motion to approve payment of claim check numbers 32009 through 32004 with EFTs listed in the amount of $156,547.73.
Second, Wadsworth.
Okay. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Wadsworth, aye.
Mochler abstain.
Funk, aye.
Great eye.
Okay,
Madam Mayor, I also move to approve payroll claim check numbers. I have no idea what they are, with EFT listed in the amount of $27,030.59.
okay. Do I have a second?
Second, Wadsworth.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Sandra, do I?
Wadsworth, aye.
Mochler abstain.
Funk, aye.
Great eye.
Okay. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay. The next item is the approval of the agenda, and I do know that we have several changes. I have a request for a executive session before item H or I, before item I.
Okay, we have two executive sessions under K. You want to add it after K or before K?
No, I want to do it before we have the approvals. This is discuss.
Okay, is the executive
Qualifications.
session.
Yes, I know.
She wants to add it up.
I'm trying to add that, an additional executive session.
So you want it below the third one?
No, right
K
there.
3?
Yes, I want it. It could be H2.
So you,
Under sheriff report.
okay,
That's to discuss qualifications of for employee. And then I believe there were some others. Mr. Rainey, you had some that you requested. Are they on here now?
Yes, we'd like to add under items J, items for approval is another change order on Hope Lane. Would be item 3.
so change order number 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Madam
Uh,
Mayor, I would also like to do an addition. Are you done there, Alan?
Yep. Yes.
Is we have some expenses for the parks that are above what we can do out of the office, and we need approval from the council people.
Okay, we could add an agenda item then under J4. Parks. Park
Yep, parks.
request.
I know I missed our last regular meeting and apparently a special meeting as well. I didn't see in the meeting minutes where we discussed the grant funding that was done for the water program. Could we get an update on that tonight?
Yes, basically it was decided that the kayaks would go back so that we would.
This is for the water sewer. The monies that were set aside for the water and sewer program.
Maybe Mr. Rainey can handle that.
You're talking the ARPA funds?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's put a discussion item I2. ARPA. Water service help.
Oh. That's what for the utility billing assistance.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Anybody else have anything?
anything else?
I had one other item,
Okay,
making amendments, which is perhaps that goes under I3, which is just an update from our last meeting on the timing for the short plat memo from AHBL. There was a statement of work that the city needed to prepare. And I just wonder if there's any updates on that.
I believe we did her task order. Is that what you meant?
Have we provided her all the information that she needed, though, to do the rest of her work on short plats? She'd had requests into the city that are noted in minutes.
Okay, maybe I can address this. Yeah, she did do some work. I have received it. I have not had a chance to review it with the mayor and council to see. I believe you're talking about the Don Allen plat.
I'm talking about plats in general. She'd asked for historical information to be compiled and provided.
I have not compiled and provided any, but she was looking at other cities at how they were approaching some of the things that they were doing.
I'd refer you back to the minutes on pages 9 and 10, and maybe you all can get together on that. We don't need to add it as a further discussion item for tonight then.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay. All right, I will entertain a motion to approve the amended agenda.
motion to approve the amended agenda to include the changing of the July 19th, 2002 additions of I2, H2, I3, I4.
Okay,
Second,
all right. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Sandra, I.
Wadsworth, I.
Mochler, aye.
Funk eye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay. The next item is proclamation, which I will read. Whereas the Constitution of the United States of America is a testament to the resolve of the American people to maintain their rights, liberties, and freedoms. And whereas President Dwight D. Eisenhower declared the national observance of Constitution Week in 1956. And whereas Constitution Week provides the nation with an opportunity to read and reflect on this important document in America's history. And whereas the Daughters of the American Revolution, including the Columbia River chapter, have promoted and encouraged this week-long commemoration of the Constitution. And whereas September 17th, 2022 is celebrated as Constitution Day and marks the 235th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America. Now therefore, let it be resolved that I, Linda Lehman, Mayor of the City of Benton City, Washington, and the City Council, do hereby proclaim September 17th through 23rd, 2022 as Constitution Week for the City of Benton City.
Yeah, is there not supposed to be a resolution sign thing that we are supposed to approve on that?
I think We just have the letter and the proclamation.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
I
okay.
I
Probably
believe
should
in
be.
the past, we always
I think
have.
you're right.
So
We can do that on the next meeting.
I'm willing to go with an approval for you to sign it once it's completed, as
Okay,
long as it matches what's listed.
okay,
So I'll make the motion to approve that proclamation,
all right.
resolution for proclamation.
Second, Wadsworth.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Sandra, do I?
Wadsworth, aye.
Mochler, I.
Funk eye.
Reed, aye.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries. Okay. Visitor comments. Do we have anyone that wants to make a visitor comment?
We have no visitors in the room and I have received nobody requesting to speak tonight.
Okay. Okay, hearing none, we will move forward with our regular reports. Staff report. I believe, do we have any staff reports in the agenda and on the,
I did not see any, Madam Mayor.
okay. All right, committee meeting reports from any of the council members.
Since our last meeting, I attended a Good Roads Committee meeting, association. There was a call for projects for a lobby. I forwarded that criteria on to Alan Rainey and asked him to formulate something on that. I talked to him tonight about making sure we get that by October 5th so that we can see what kind of rank we can get on that lobbying committee. Other than that, we had a small presentation on supply chain from Matt Binky. He was telling me or telling us about a committee they have in place to assess and evaluate supply chain problems across Washington and their remedies and solutions that they come up with. After that, last Thursday, I attended a brand new committee, which is called the Executive Committee for Ben Franklin Transit. We've reorganized our committee structure at the transit. And there are 4 of us that are preliminary viewers of documentation and setting the agenda for the upcoming meetings. We present questions we feel that are relevant and that other accounts or other directors will probably ask. We asked the director and her staff to bring back those in the regular meeting. Other than that, I think that's all I've done.
Great, sounds good. Been busy. I think we, do we have any other council reports?
I can just touch on the Benton County Mosquito Control meeting. They found 3 positive tests for West Nile, 2 in Richland and 1 in Kennewick. But that was all that they had gotten so far, and it was in the wetlands in Richland and one of the carousel drains. So that's it, but it seems like their new machine is able to process fairly fast, and it seems to be working out really well for them.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, thank you. I know we're seeing a bunch of mosquitoes along the river now. I've heard my neighbors talk about how bad they are. I haven't been out there too much at night.
It seems like with the later summer, that everything's about a month off. So yeah. I think we'll have a little bit longer with the warmer heat with some more mosquitoes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Madam Mayor, I have a couple quick updates. This is Councilwoman Funk, please.
okay,
The first one is a quick update from the Benton City Chamber of Commerce, just to remind everyone that Friday through Sunday this week is Benton City Days, and there's a jam-packed schedule starting Friday night and continuing on through festivities all day Saturday and into Sunday. It's going to be a great time for the community, and there's going to really a lot going on. There's a lot of community that's been participating, and I know everyone's familiar with the event, but just wanted to share that reminder that's this coming weekend. And the other update I wanted to provide was Benton City Healthy Coalition has their survey that they're working to send around, which is really important to get continued participation in from our community, as it directly impacts their funding for the much needed work and good work that they do. So I'd encourage everyone to take time to participate in that survey. And then the last one is, you may have received in your mailbox a Benton PUD mailer on the Scout Clean Energy Project going along Dallas Road, Badger Canyon, and Highline Ridgeline. And there's really a direct impact to the city of Benton City and what we would see if we were standing just outside City Hall looking up towards Horse Heaven Hills. They're kicking off, Benton PUD is kicking off a series of roundtables around the Tri-Cities, and the one in Benton City will be September 14th at the Blank Slate building at 5:30. I'd really encourage you to get up to speed on that, because there's definitely, like I said, some big impacts for Benton City related to this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Yes, that's a big effort that's being put in, 200 and I think 44 wind turbines that are 650 feet tall, taller than the Space Needle, going right along the ridge line here. And it's certainly not going to be a beautiful ridge anymore with that many turbines on it. The fact is that the river produces 95 or 98% efficient water power supply. Our nuclear plants provide about the same, and the electric wind power provides only about 33% of their installed capacity. So while they may say they have a large capacity, we're only getting 33% of it, and it is not in the times that we need it. And I understand they are also, I've seen some movies of them exploding and can create fires very easily. So I would encourage everyone to attend, and let's get some efficient energy and not go back in time with ancient technology.
I think it will be great for the public to hear both sides of the story.
Yes.
For me, I think it's a great revenue aspect for our community. I stand behind that project. I'm a great supporter of it.
Mm.
I've been very involved in that project from the beginning. And so I think everybody should have the opinion of being able to at least hear both sides of it. So I highly encourage maybe even us as a city council and mayor, invite Scout Clean to come and at least do a presentation, because I feel like these are a lot of good jobs that will create good family wages here locally. And so for me, I think that would be great to at least invite them to come speak to us as a city.
Okay. All right. Anyone else?
Madam Mayor, yeah, maybe, if we, that's a great point, Jessica, lots of good points. And there's, to hear the other side also is really interesting, just to get more information, especially as it impacts agriculture, just about getting more informed for sure. But it's great that there's lots going on the topics.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now, I believe the sheriff report was given last.
Was given last time, and I haven't gotten an updated report, so.
Yes, so I would like to move now into an executive session to discuss the qualifications of candidates. So ending this meeting, and we'll probably reconvene within 15 minutes.
Who all do you want in here?
Just council.
Okay. And
Yeah, he can be.
Heard of him. I keep forgetting your name. I wasn't sure if I was that from.
Now, Craig can be part of this meeting.
Craig can be in, yeah.
Yeah, Craig Briggs can be part of this meeting, guys.
Yeah. I thought we put him back in. We did.
Okay.
Okay.
We leave those in the waiting room.
He just has this computer one over here.
Okay, I was like, yeah, that's weird.
He left. He's not in here. I don't think so. There's Margaret Stay.
She helped with the decision, so maybe she should be able to stay. Yeah.
Do we need to stop the recording?
Yes.
Could you let me know when everyone's back in?
I've admitted everybody.
There you go. They're all in.
Okay, I see that we have a discussion item for this, so I'm not sure we need it at this point, but,
Are we not gonna do the first read?
well, I was gonna do the first reading, but that's down here at the bottom.
Oh. So we don't need to discuss it?
I
Okay.
think we discussed it. Have we discussed it enough is the question.
Well,
You-
is there any problem with how it's laid out? Has anybody read it to get any concerns? I don't see any problems with what's there. So.
Okay. All right, so then we will move on to the next item, which was the ARPA. Utility billing question of Mr. Mochler.
I think that's down below. Oh, no, it isn't. You're right. Never mind. Sorry. My bad.
As I stated in the beginning, I'd just like an update as to where we're at on it,
Okay.
who we've helped and.
And I don't know that I have those numbers. There weren't very many people that applied. I know that. Do you have the numbers, Patrick?
For which one?
For utility assistance?
For utility assistance, I have seen 3. I've got one on my desk now that I need to review. I just got the financial information from the person today. I have not approved any to date
Why not?
because the people did not meet the requirements that were set forth to be able to receive the money.
What requirements do they not meet?
Financial requirements that they can show that their finances took a hit over the time period. Most people are seeing it. The people that are seeing it are thinking, oh, this is free money that I get to pay my bills moving forward. And that's not the way the system is set up. The system is set up to take care of those people who are behind and now coming up on the point that their water may be shut off. And because the requirements set forth, I just haven't been able to help anyone.
Could you send that information to me so I could look at it as well?
I also have a question on that, if I may. Madam Mayor, may I have the floor?
Yes, you may.
Is it a requirement to have lost a job due to COVID, or is it a hardship of any kind to receive assistance?
It's specifically COVID related. Is the wording, and there are percentage amounts that you have to have exceeded to be able to be considered eligible to get the money. And I'm sorry, I don't have that language and those numbers on top of my head right now.
Where did all that language come from?
As far as I know, it came from the fund itself saying that people have to meet these criteria for you to be able to use this money.
Craig, do you have any input on that?
That's correct. There has to be a nexus to a, direct economic impact as a result of, the COVID pandemic. So that's whether that's individual, household, or business, and there needs to be that link.
Just to be honest, my only concern is, my understanding is any funds that aren't used to help anybody goes back to the city to be used. And I don't want to see, I guess for lack of a better term, the city turning everybody down to get these funds to use for the city. This was originally intended for the people and the businesses.
Correct.
And if no one's being approved for it, I'm having a hard time with that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I'm the guy who wants to help our citizens. But I have to follow the rules that are laid down before me. Now, if we don't use those funds, do they go back to the city, as you're saying? I don't know.
Yes, they
because I
do.
haven't read
They
it.
are specifically
Um,
dedicated to
And
public
I can
works.
tell you personally that that is not something that I would do. If there was a way for to hand it out to those needy people, I would find a way to do that. But again, the guidelines are laid out. I have to stay within those guidelines.
Madam Mayor, may I have the floor?
Yes, you may.
Could we ask for an update on the numbers of outstanding bills for, the next meeting, to have this be a discussion topic? I think if you went back and you looked at, June and July meeting minutes or notes, there was X number of accounts and X number of dollars and certain parameters that were out there related to past due accounts that we thought the bucket that would be eligible, which was
Yes.
significantly less than the total bucket that was available. And
Right.
perhaps people who got more current on their bills. So having that update of where past due accounts stand could be perhaps a useful metric.
Okay. Yes, we didn't realize we were going to have to talk about it, or we could have been
Yeah,
more
well,
prepared.
I can address it at least briefly. JB came up with an idea to do a phone tree to talk to those people that are behind, to let them know that, shut-offs are coming up. And we've been having people come in and pay their full bills. A lot of people during COVID just decided, well, I don't have to pay my bills, so I'm not going to. So there's been a lot of catch up being played by some people, but I can certainly get that information out to you by email if you would like.
Please.
Madam Mayor,
Yeah.
if I could have the floor, I think the phone tree sounds like an excellent thing, especially given some of the feedback on social media and the fact that, frankly, bills continue to go out that are incorrect. Not all the bills, but a handful of them. So that can be useful for sure to get more people engaged, the right people engaged.
Okay. Okay. So, moving on then, I believe the next item is the ordinance first reading of the clerk, the finance clerk, and salary positions here. And that is ordinance number 1040.
So I did have a discussion on that. I noticed that we have two of the same position. Is that how we're gonna go forward with this?
Yes, we can make the change on the next one if you choose to take it out, or we can go with the contract. We'll decide, you all will give us direction on that tonight.
Mr. Sandretto, can you put the mic in front of you, please?
I move to approve ordinance for two new finance clerk positions.
Second, Wadsworth.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Sandretto, aye.
Wadsworth, aye.
Mochler, no.
Funk, aye.
Read no.
Okay, motion carries. 3-2.
And just for a point of clarification, this is Mr. Briggs. So an ordinance requires 2 readings, so we're still going to bring this back to our next regular meeting for passage.
Yes,
Not pass upon it.
well, we're asking them if we should move forward with a contract. And it seems to be the consensus around the table, right, is what's been proposed by Sarah.
Was,
I don't think.
That's fine. I think that the ordinance isn't passed
Oh,
on first
okay.
reading.
So it would not be a contract, it would be a temporary
It would
position.
have a termination date.
for 1 year.
Okay.
pending
Okay,
Transfer of duties.
okay. I wasn't understanding that correctly. So we are then going to make the offer to 2 people.
Yes, but you need to make
Okay.
sure you know that the union.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, I would definitely,
One person.
All right.
We'll have to talk with Russell.
Yes, we'll have a talk with Russell.
And we'll have to approve it at the next meeting, so just the one for now. The second,
does that make sense? To approve one for now and then the next one to come back and have another.
What I said, disregard what I said, because it's already passed, so everybody's agreed to hire the second person at this point.
no, it's first
No.
reading. It's
First
not a
reading.
complete
The second
ordinance.
reading.
Yes,
Yes.
so that's what I'm saying, at the second meeting, we're gonna have the second person, and
And the first meeting, we
You can
can
make the
hire this
offer
one now. Okay,
I just have a discussion with the
Make the
union.
offer
see if that's
until-
something that's feasible.
The
solidify.
next reading.
Well, I know we're gonna solidify one position, for sure, so. At least I know.
okay.
Please.
Do we need, Mr. Briggs, do we need another vote on that or what? If the ordinance passed?
No, I think our office has direction.
Okay.
Can everyone, okay?
Yeah, I heard that. Your office has a directive. You're gonna take care of making sure it's all good in the next meeting. Okay.
Okay,
That's correct. It sounded like the majority of the council was leaning towards approval.
Yes.
okay. All right. Okay. So then we will move forward with the change orders. Mr. Rainey. Hope Lane,
Yes, before you, you have, it should actually be just for change order 1, the first motion for $234.47. And that is the increase on sales tax because it went from 8.6 to 8.7%. So this is the increase in sales tax for their original bid.
Here we go, sales tax again.
I was gonna say, this seems.
This one
to-
wasn't my fault. It was 8.6 when we went out to bid.
Is that usually the case, if I can ask that question, and when something goes out to bid, it's bid at that moment with that tax increase, and then they can come back if the tax goes up, They
Yeah, I
can-
mean, the state's.
I'm
gonna-
just
yeah,
curious
no.
because it seems, that you bid a job for this amount and then you can go back and say, well, the tax went up. I was just curious how that.
So
Right.
at my company, and this is what kills me with what we deal with here, there's a certain percentage of increase we'll absorb.
Okay.
Because we don't feel that it's the client's responsibility to figure out every contingency. However, there is a certain percentage that we go, okay, we can't absorb this, or we're not gonna make any money at it. And that's when we send a change order back in. But if they bid this job so tight that they can't absorb $247, I'm just in awe. It frustrates me. It from my standpoint, working in the construction industry, it just, I would be like, really?
And that's where I was bringing up that question. It just seems like something I've never seen before when a contractor comes back for an increase on taxes that.
Amount to nothing. This is the type of thing that in my business, the client doesn't come back to us anymore. This is the type of thing that I want the name of the contractor, and we're not gonna do business with them again. I will vote a no on everything they do for this $247. Cause we're paying them 200,000 or something for that. Yeah. That one right there is a little ridiculous.
Okay.
However, I don't know that saying no, we got everything dug up at this point. It's almost done.
And the tax rate will be the same on the next one. We won't have to go through a change, I hope.
With that being said, I move to approve change order CO1 and CO2 from Industrial Construction of Washington in the amount of $247.47 for the Hope Lane project.
Madam Mayor, I move to amend Councilman Reed's to remove change order 2,
Okay,
and I'll take a second on that amendment.
okay,
Second,
okay. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
We need another second on Reed's original motion. I'll second that.
Okay,
And then I'll say Sandra, do I?
Wadsworth, aye.
Mochler, no.
Sunk, I.
Great eye.
okay, motion carries. Okay, now we'll move to change order 2.
Okay, for this one, I would ask that I would be able to share my screen.
Okay.
Should be good to go, I think. Right, Sharon.
Yep, I think I can bottom.
There we go.
Am I up there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, we got two items we're looking at. This is on the Hope Lane water line. We've had some conflicts with the existing utilities. Let's see.
I don't know, we can't
We
see
can't
it. It's
see
on the wrong
anything.
screen.
Okay, just a second. Apologize.
I think you're only sharing the document, not the screen.
Is that not shared?
There you go.
There you go. Okay, so this is where we hit a service line, sewer service line. It was right in line where our water line was planned. I guess I'm not sure how I get back to my other. I apologize.
Just downsize that.
Share. Okay. So,
There you go.
okay,
We need to bring that one up on the screen.
you can't see this one?
Mm-mm.
Not yet. How's it?
There it goes.
There you go.
Okay. So if you follow my cursor, the dark black line is the proposed water line or the designed location. And we kicked it out to the north. So the top of the screen is north. And on our right is 7th or River Road. And so going to the left is going west. And this is the thick line is the new 8-inch water line. And so right in this location, we had a conflict with sewer. And so typically, it's been our experience when you put in a sewer service, you run it out to the property line at the minimum grade, and then gain elevation to connect up to whatever building or house you're connecting to. And so based on this, we would have expected the sewer line out here at the property line to be about 6.5 feet deep. And so putting a water line in at essentially just a little over 5 feet deep, or 4. So 4 is the top of the pipe, so 4.3 or 4.7 feet would be the bottom of the pipe. So we would clear that sewer line by about 2 feet. That was not the case. So now I'm going to try to get back to the original photo I had.
If you grab the green thing, I think you can slide it over and you could have pulled it up.
Oh, really? Yes, I'm not following that, so.
It's all right. Give you a Zoom class one day.
Yeah, that's what I need. Okay, is that coming up?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think it takes a little bit for it to. There it goes.
there you go.
okay. Oop, I lost my my notes. But here you can see this red line is essentially the top of the bank, that's ground surface. And the depth here, in the center of our trench, the sewer service was about 3.5 feet deep. And so we're anticipating all the sewer services to be that way along the way. We actually tried to go and I'm trying to move back and forth between these. I do need a class. So. Okay. Right here. Well, no, now I want to go back to the plan. Oh, is that sharing now?
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You might have to come back up here in a minute.
I'm just helping you out, buddy.
I appreciate all the help I can get.
That's $35 an hour.
And so we ran into that one, so we wanted to go down to the next house and try to locate the sewer service. And in that one, so I might need your help.
Just right there on the top, you can click one of those.
Let's see, no, I don't have it up yet.
No.
The other one. Oops. Did that come up?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Where this, we were trying to locate the sewer service in this location. And right here, this is our planned T or service line that would go to 702 Hope. And we ran into this fiber cable about 6 to 8 inches deep where we're putting our water line, right in the middle of it. So with, and this, they called in for locates, this wasn't marked. We did locates for our design topo survey, wasn't marked. So with the sewer services and with this, we have a lot going on there, right where we're wanting the water line. So
Am I able to ask, like, when was
Yeah.
that fiber put in? Do you guys know roughly, like, how long?
do not know.
Have no idea.
No.
How about the water sewer line?
The water line was probably, we don't have any plans for
Okay.
these, but the plat was, I believe, in the 70s.
Okay.
Like 77, 78.
Yeah, I believe so. And that's the Draper plat. So, whoops. Is that sharing?
Mhm.
Okay, so with all these conflicts along here, we're looking at putting the water line out into the pavement. And the reason we originally put it in this original location was to cut back on costs with the asphalt. But this being the case, it looks like we're gonna need to move it into the asphalt.
What would be cheaper, putting it under the asphalt or burying the sewer to the proper depth?
Oh, if we went back and did each sewer line. I guess we did not look at that, but I think that would be fairly costly. Yeah, I guess I don't have a good answer on that cost. But I do know that we would have a lot more restoration in yards and landscaping. And we don't know where all the services are. We've got no idea, because we have no plans. There's no way for the guys to use any kind of instruments to locate. And this house here, 702, there's a clean out just outside there's a porch there, there's a clean out on the outside of it. And that's why we dug in this area, thinking we would hit it coming straight out to the road. And we dug out there, found the fiber, and the landowner came out and said that actually the sewer connects somewhere closer to the property on the east side of her property. So with that, we don't know what we're gonna hit.
Do you guys feel confident if going under the asphalt and having to rip it up, that you guys won't run into anything that way?
Yeah, we feel pretty confident.
Okay.
That, yeah. And we discussed putting the sewer line or the water line in its existing location or the design location. But then we'd be going under the sewer line, 7 times. We'd have to encase it with CDF, just so in case there's a leak, it doesn't. We help prevent it from getting into the water system. And then they would have to dig down, use a trench box on each side, because they're going to dig it lower. So then we get over the 4 feet. So that's the maximum depth you can go without having a trench box. So there's just a lot of other factors that start to play in that would make the installation a lot slower.
So I hear a lot of stuff, but I'm not hearing dollars.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hear the bad news.
Right, yeah. So we looked at 2 options, and that's for them to cut basically a 4-foot wide path for the water line. And so we keep kind of the northern shoulder of the road asphalt and take that strip out. And the cost for that, and this is without tax, would be $25,751. And that's essentially based on the cost of the asphalt.
So that's to dig it.
What's that?
That's to dig it, drop the pipe in and replace everything.
Replace everything, take the asphalt, haul it away, and then come back and pave it. And
Not as terrible as I thought it would be.
so
And can I ask how long the stretch is?
it is about 700 feet. It's roughly 20,000 or 2,700 square feet at 4 feet wide.
Thank you.
And the other option was just have them saw cut it to the south of the line and then take all the asphalt all the way to the shoulder out and then just repave the whole thing. So you wouldn't just have a small.
And do you have a cost on that?
Yes, and that one without tax is $43,157. The square footage is 4,900 square feet, so almost double.
My next question would be is how is the asphalt right now? What's the condition that it sits in right now?
Along the edges, some of it's pretty beat up. And so I would expect, we're using this 2,700 square feet. That would probably go up a little bit, just because we'll get into areas where it's cracked
Yep.
and broken up.
What about adding improvements such as curbs?
I'm trying to think, curbing, you're probably looking at $10, $10 to $15 linear foot. So it's 700 feet. So
I'm not opposed to making it right. I just want to be in the position to make it all right.
And that's where I'm at right now. If we're gonna do just little patch jobs to
Right.
fix some of the asphalt, like he said, if there's ability to put some curb and gutter things in there, I'd rather just do it at one go versus patchwork that we continue to see throughout Benton City.
Okay.
That would,
Okay, so with that, I think we'd probably have to go and get a quote from him, for curb and gutter. But at this point, if we can approve for him to move the water line out into the new alignment, we'd be looking for that. And then,
and is this with the industrial construction of Washington?
yes.
Okay.
Yep, ICW, yep. And on this, there's actually another item is, see if I can share this right.
You just want to do the whole thing.
Yeah. So is this,
It usually takes a couple seconds for it to.
Shouldn't now. You know,
It should.
fix it.
There it goes.
okay, I apologize. So at the top of the screen is Hope Lane.
Mhm.
And so the water line comes up through here. And then this is approximate location of the water line that we're gonna be putting in and going up. To the left of the screen would be up towards Horn Drive.
And you got most of that in already.
Yes, that's it. There are two houses, this one and this one over here, that we were not aware of that had service from this water line, because there were no meters out here on Hope Lane. And the meters actually sit, this one on the north side of the house and this one just to the west of the house. And so we became aware of that. We went out and talked with the contractors. And he just gave me a price. All these prices were just given to me this afternoon.
Okay.
So that's why you don't have anything written out for you. And so to put in 2 new meters, cross the pathway here and extend poly pipe out to the 2 existing service locations. Yes.
So you're telling me that both of these houses are fed off of Hope Lane?
Well, they're fed off of the 4-inch line. So currently, the water line of Hope Lane comes down through the asphalt here. And it turns and goes between these 2 houses. It comes through here just to the east of this house, out into this area where the trees are at, and then angles up through the park.
So we'll be abandoning that current line for
Correct.
this fix.
Correct.
Which seems like a good idea since it looks like it runs through a multiple of different properties.
Yes.
Well, that would be my next question. Are there easements, locations for those lines?
Not that I'm aware
Okay, so here's my next question. Where's the sewer lines for those houses?
of. I believe these are both on septic tank. They just have water services.
Okay. Can you confirm that for me?
I don't know, Jose, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, almost like 100% sure
If you could, because I'd like to know any private place we have a problem. I don't know about the rest of the council, but we keep having these sewer line magically appear.
Right.
And I don't want it to come back to some future council or even us. Where this is an issue. I want to know about it ahead of time. So please identify that.
Okay.
I guess my next question would be, is this all in one packet that they're bidding, that they're doing, or is this gonna be multiple different stages?
I guess I'm not following your question.
So,
You mean
like-
The change
order?
orders.
Yeah,
Well, we could, I think tonight, the biggest issue would be to get approval to move forward with the relocation of the water line in Hope Lane. This issue, we could come back and discuss with these homes right now. Because this won't slow down their production of the main water line. And once they get the main water line put in and tested, they still have to do the work up in Horn Drive, which will probably be 2 or 3 days out in the pavement. They're gonna be doing that at nighttime. So they have quite a bit of work ahead of them. And before we decide what we want to do with these homes. And yeah, so the cost, I want to give you the cost of these two, so you know what they're saying. The cost for this would be $18,000.
Okay.
For the two services.
I would move to approve both of those costs with a counter bid minus $234 and change.
And with the tax.
Yes.
Yeah, so with the tax, well, depending on what we do with the road, if we just do the patch on the road,
from the looks of your picture from the road, I mean, the road just doesn't even look like it's in that great a shape, and I could
Right.
be wrong. I probably should go down there and drive it, but just, I
No,
mean,
it's-
looking from here, it doesn't seem very uniform. It seems a little wiggly woggly, and I was just, I feel like if we're gonna tear up a section of it,
Do it
it
right.
would be definitely interesting to see what a full bid would be to fix it, because I can see the cracks where, some ceiling,
I don't even know if it's the city that paid.
and I'm not blaming the city.
No, it used to be gravel at one point, so.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe if we're gonna tear up a section of it, we just do it right and not have to do this.
Does the
again.
road continue? I guess it would be to the west, then to the left now, where the irrigation canal used to be?
No, this is the bike path.
The bike path, okay.
It just kind of swoops right down in there.
Yeah, so it runs right through here, and this is where it goes up by the tennis court.
Yep.
I guess I've never walked down that far, so I didn't realize the bike path continued down there.
Yeah. So, I guess so we want to move the water line, move forward with that, move forward with the water services, and then get a price on repaving the whole road then? Is that
Yeah,
what-
and then I think definitely take Councilman Walker's suggestion, maybe some curb
I
situation.
would like to see with the addition of some curbing at minimum.
Okay, would that be on both sides of the road? One side?
I would think both sides would be beneficial.
I think
okay.
it would
I'm
look
not,
funky
I
if
don't
it
think
was
we need
just
to
one.
go to
Yeah.
sidewalks at this point, but
Okay,
We have a sidewalk here. I figure you throw that out there.
Well, I'm the cautious one right now thinking about this because although I would love sidewalk,
I know you would.
my thought process on it is we're already ballooning this thing up. First $200 and now 38,000.
I guess my last question would be, as long as the funds are available.
right.
And if your question on the other funds, if we don't have people that can take that other money, then that comes back to the ARPA.
I just don't want it to look bad.
Right. And there are other ARPA projects that we have, starting in the design stage. And especially the Jacobs Road. And we can get that done probably in the next 6 weeks and then get that out to bid. And then that will help us see where our funding is too.
There's nothing wrong with just asking for a little input on what it might be cost wise.
Right.
Bring it back to us.
So.
Yeah, no, I agree.
The other thing I'm thinking about having curb in place, is we probably need some sort of drainage or plan for drainage. So I don't know what the slope of the road is, whether we could drain it back to the irrigation
Pretty
canal,
flat out there, I think.
borrow pit ditch, or what we can do to make that functional. But that may be a cost prohibitive piece. I don't know what we gotta do there.
It's a pretty
Hefty
shallow slope. It's about, I think it was about a 1% when we looked at it. So that's a long way to try to run water at 1%.
All right. So, if we have to put in curb and find a way to drain it, we'll probably have to put in a storm drain or two. So be prepared for those costs, an extra 50 grand for better for dry well. I'm not opposed to going that direction, don't get me wrong. I'm just looking ahead at the dollars and having experience in this now 2 or 3 times, we also have the problem with homeowners getting unhappy that they lose part of their yard when we do things like this. So that being said, I think we should still get the dollar figures and so we can make some reasonable decisions on that.
May I ask a question, please? This is Councilwoman Funk.
Yes.
There's been so much really good dialogue and living pretty near Hope Lane. I would just ask, as you're going through the design for these different elements and potential improvements, which all sound great, is the road actually wide enough to support all of this stuff?
There is a 50-foot right of way on Hope Lane. So what's being utilized for the road is not taking up
20 feet.
yeah, about 40% of the right of way.
So I bring that up to Councilman Sandretto's point. I think that's good for us to all have in mind as you work through the next steps. There's a lot of cars parked on Hope Lane.
So I guess with that, are we gonna go out full width so we can get, in this case, it'd be parallel parking. I know in this, there's some cars that are nose in parking. So,
I think if you can just give us maybe a couple different ideas that
Okay.
we can kind of move forward and maybe decide on one that would best work. But I think maybe having I know it's more work for you,
Right.
but maybe a couple different suggestions on how we can move forward and what would best suit us financially
Okay.
and also with the community that it's in right now.
right, okay. Okay, so I guess after you guys make a motion, I will directly,
I need dollars.
He did on the first.
You have the dollars on the first piece that he needs
Yeah,
right tonight,
I mean-
so.
Is it both of them there?
So it'd be the $18,000 for the 2 water sewer
Yeah.
things,
But is that the exact number, 18,000 even?
yeah,
Plus-
for the
plus tax, right?
plus tax.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what's the-
8.7% tax. And then the other one is gonna depend on what we do for the asphalt.
Well, right now, we've got a $25,000 figure, right?
Yeah, that's to do one trench. If we do from where we saw cut all the way to the north edge, that
Is the 43,000.
43,000.
Yes, $43,157. But you guys want to look at paving the whole thing. And actually, that will change the number a little bit because, well, the number will go up, but the cost per square foot will go down because this is a lot of handwork, because you've got a 3 or 4 foot
Yep.
wide trench. You're putting asphalt in there. It's a lot of guys using shovels. If you're paving the whole thing, now you're using a paving machine that hooks up to the back of the truck and they just roll down the street with it.
So are you looking to get a motion to approve the 2 meters at the $18,000 and then a motion to have them to start to move the water line?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we'll get new costs. for-
Yes.
Okay.
I guess I will make a motion. I make a motion to purchase 2 meter. No,
No, add the two,
add 2 water lines at the cost of $18,000 plus tax, and to give permission them to start moving the water line in the right spot,
in the new location.
new location.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Wadsworth, aye.
Mochler, aye.
Funk eye.
Great eye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, then our last item before executive session is a request for parks.
Okay.
Park. Park,
Um, So we've got some safety issues with the parks, mainly bark that is missing, hard ground for kids to fall on and hurt themselves. This was brought to me by Marco a couple weeks ago. He started the job and found that it was more expensive than what we could approve just within the office. He sent me some other numbers, and he talked with Beaver Bark and another company that's fairly local to this area. I went with Beaver. So what he's looking at is, I'm gonna throw out a bracketed amount of between like $1,700 and the top end at 3,000, depending on what he finds when he actually starts laying it down and what depth he's gonna need to go. Of course, it's just approximations on his measurements and the depth, and some places it's gonna be deeper than others, so.
Can I ask what parks these were, the bark for?
Legion,
Um,
I thought, and. city.
Legion,
and
City Park,
city.
and, what's the name of the other one?
Oh, Bataka.
So it's for
We'll
all the
talk.
parks. I know I've seen the guys
Yeah.
up there working at the Legion Park, putting down new bark,
Yeah,
the
that's-
other weekend.
Yeah, that's basically what it is the bark's all gone or needs to be partially replaced, so the idea is just to get it done. As far as money, there is a lot of money in the parks budget in various areas. It has not been touched at all. That when I'm looking in the position report, I'm seeing 100% on a bunch of it.
Okay.
So that, from my point of view, if we're gonna make a purchase, I would like to see 3 different quotes to do that.
I would normally agree with you, and that's my rule, but we only have 2 that are really local to us that we can get to, is what he brought me.
I would also like to see us maybe move away from the bark into an alternative,
Rubber.
like a rubber mat.
I believe it's a bark.
So I would like to
I'm
see
not
us maybe
sure.
something that's a little more sustainable
I think there
versus
was a
the
health
standard bark.
risk on that.
With
We
that.
have Jose here. Jose, do you know what this bark is made of? Is it a rubber? It's
No,
not a rubber.
It's wood.
I think they wanted to do it quickly for Benton City Days.
Gotcha. Okay. I guess, I mean, I don't have an issue with maybe doing the bark for now, but I think moving forward, I think maybe we should take a look at some of the other city parks and see what they're using to sustain the bark, because I know I live up the Legion area, so I know that park very well, and it gets mushed down and blown away and stuff. So maybe moving forward, we could look at some other alternatives that might last a little bit longer.
And while we're on that subject of parks, I'd like to open another discussion piece while we're in the middle of this park setup. Have we taken possession of the park property over here yet?
Off
Um,
of Kendall.
Yes.
taken possession of it?
Yeah, as part of
The revitalization, we've had possession of it for a long time, but revitalization is going to come in this fall and start looking at the cleaning it up. I think we're waiting on figuring out where the boat launch is.
No, no, no.
Are you, I think.
Are you talking about-
Mountain View Meadows.
Mountain View Meadows.
Oh, I don't know the status of that at all.
It is, and are we maintaining it, and mowing it? Okay, so, for myself as a council member, I'd like to know, have we named the park? So I think we need to have a naming of that park at some
Oh.
point. I also think that based on its location and the roads next to it, we need to install a 3-foot chain link fence around said park on both sides.
Do we know what the agreement was with the builder, Jose?
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't think, fencing is part of it.
No, I think it's irrigation system
No,
of grass.
I
irrigation.
think it was irrigation.
Seeding, yes.
So I think we need to look at that, and then I think deferring to our parks guys, our city maintenance staff. We need to come up with a plan for some amenities in said park. Whether that's a small jungle gym or a picnic table, or whatever it is, we need to get a plan in place for that. Do you have any comments on that? I see you over there.
I do, and as you brought up the naming of the park, I think that renaming one of our more prominent parks, the city park at the
Okay.
stage. I don't believe it currently has a name other than City Park.
That's it.
Yeah,
City Park.
I think that we should maybe consider, since we're talking about parks, is changing the name to maybe Lloyd Carnahan Park
Oh,
and renaming it that way.
I'd be in favor of that.
That's a great idea.
or the city park?
Yeah.
Correct, the main park with the stage.
Madam Mayor, may I have the floor?
Yes, you may.
These are all really good comments. And we're so fortunate to be in our biannual budget period, so the parks team can take them back and look at them. If it's possible, though, I'm supportive of moving forward with advancing spending up to $3,500 to get bark put down. I think we have good guidance going forward, but having spent a lot of time looking at the parks budget, I would agree money hasn't been spent. And if the maintenance staff is requesting the money and they have 2 quotes instead of 3, personally, I'm supportive of, up to a reasonable dollar amount to let them get this project done so they can start working on other projects that are better and highest use of their time. I don't know if any of my fellow council members would be willing to support me on that.
Agreed. I would also like to see a quote for that more sustainable material as well, if they could start researching that.
For future endeavors, yes. So I gotta take more time. I'm sorry, Sarah. The other park up at the Blacktop Estates, I assume that's gonna get completed with some irrigation and grass soon, or
On that one, it's on the city to complete that.
it's on us to complete that?
And do
So-
we have plans that are in the works so we can kind of see what
Well,
the intentions are?
originally that was where the splash pad was going to go.
Right.
And so I think the plan for now is to just get irrigation in and get some seed to grass growing. And then leave it open for that splash pad.
Well, my concern with that park is that it's not in that condition right now. And it's getting time to do that for the winter. If not, we're gonna have to wait till spring.
Right.
The other thing on that park that is a concern for me is that if we do that, then we have the concern of children going into the street and that fence is not completed along there.
Is that intention that you guys are gonna complete, that somebody's gonna complete that fence? Or,
It is on the city.
and would you look at doing it, continuing the cedar fence, or would you do a chain link or something?
I guess I would go either way. You know, I assume that the cedar fence is gonna cost more.
And it doesn't last nearly as long. There's a lot of upkeep
Right.
for city work.
Kids will climb it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the hard part is finding a fence that's appropriate for that particular location. To put up a 4-foot chain link, I don't think is appropriate. To put up a 6-foot chain link, I don't think is appropriate. Put up cedar, I don't think is appropriate because of the maintenance.
A brick wall?
You know, if it could be affordable, I would suggest probably something like that because it'll keep the noise down and make the park more attainable for the folks there. I'm also not opposed to some sort of what do you call that? Plastic wood tracks type cedar fence.
That
thing.
stuff gets broken so easily.
Vinyl.
Yeah, and I think
Mhm.
kids
Not-
are fairly rough.
Not the vinyl, the tracks.
Okay,
That hardwood, the glue.
Yeah, it's glue.
Yes.
It's,
And I'm just saying this because I see that we don't have so many or so much movement on our parks in those positions. The other piece to that is that park will need to be named as well. And we need to make that move.
So we need 2 other names.
Yeah, and so my suggestion, since Madam Mayor likes community involvement, is that we have a contest.
Okay.
And I think it should be a contest that people submit names that we take votes on and try to make them significant to the Benton city area.
I
Either
think that's good.
founding fathers, founding entities, whoever. But I think that'd be very appropriate. And so,
Okay, but we have another vote on that.
yeah, Sarah, you made a motion, correct?
I did make a motion on the topic of parks, though, there's work to do at Sportsman's Park too. To work on quotes for sewer and the rest of the pieces that need to come together. The maintenance team had some really good plans and we're in September. So between budget season and getting anything done this year, definitely look forward to seeing some of that brought forward so that we can get it done before it's too bad of work. But yeah, I had a motion on the floor. Thanks.
Yep, I agree with you on that. And I think we should do some of the quick things that we have budget for, and I'll second her motion.
Any more discussion before we vote? I do have one thing I would like to say. It's not going to take long, but I think instead of always fixing the parks for children, that we need to think of the adults too, how the adults could enjoy them.
That's why I said I think we should have a plan on moving forward.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So then, so,
All in favor?
okay. All in favor? please
Sandra, do I?
signify by saying
Wadsworth, aye.
Mochler, aye.
Reed, aye.
Funk, aye.
Okay. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, and now I'm going to recommend a break to, before we have a 5-minute break before the executive sessions.
How much time do we need for executive session?
Yes. So we'll need, oh, how much time? We've got 2 of them here. Probably at least a half hour, I would say.
You want to go 30 minutes? Okay,
30 minutes.
so
Okay.
how about so 9:20? Come back.
9:20.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Will there be any actions afterwards?
I don't know. I don't
I don't think so.
think
No.
Okay.
Okay, we're reconvening the regular council meeting after the executive session. And there are no actions out of this discussion, so I would take a motion to adjourn unless someone has something that's good for the group.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of our contract employees and our city staff, as well as yourself and my fellow council members. Not only for the diligence in tonight's meeting, but the efforts that everybody puts forth to the city.
Thank
And
you.
with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second,
All in favor?
Mochler, aye.
Wadsworth, aye.
Right.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries. We're adjourned.
Almost 10 o'clock.
I was gonna say.
I
Another
knew when I
fact.
saw the agenda tonight,